Hey guys, today we're going to demonstrate how to install a cam pocket assembly on the Pro Classic and Pro Ultralight workstands. Easiest way to identify these two stands are if you have the black clamp jaws, the round hand knob, the jaws slide in and out, and there's a sticker that says slide lock. So the first thing you want to do is remove the roll pin that's located inside of the hinge pin. It's the silver piece in there. The best way to do that is a 1/4 inch bolt or punch. So loosen the rear tri-knob a little bit to where you have access to the roll pin. Grab your punch or your bolt, position it over the roll pin, and then take a hammer and carefully, and that's a good sound when it. Here's what the roll pin looks like. Set that down. That allows you to remove the hinge pin, the clamp head. Set that down. You can leave this just like this while we replace the cam pocket. Alright, so we have our roll pin, our hinge pin, our cam pocket assembly. Now we need to remove the brass stop nut that's on the end of the lead axle. Pull out the plastic sleeve. You can see the brass stop nut inside there. 16mm socket. Hold the front hand knob. Brass stop nut removed. Now we need to remove the lead axle by simply pulling it out of the cam pocket. Now it's time to replace the old cam pocket with the new. Sometimes you can wiggle them free. Other times it's easier to use a small flathead. Get under one of the corners. You'll see you can kind of pry it up. When you remove the cam pocket, be sure you remember which direction it goes in and which way it comes out. So this is the old one. These little thread dogs fell out of there. That's the issue right there. That's what we're replacing with the new one. And a very important step with the new one, you'll see there's a metal sleeve inside there. What that's doing is actually holding these thread dogs in place. So it's important when you install the new cam pocket assembly not to insert the axle and remove it until you've installed the brass stop nut. So we'll go ahead and put the new one in. Take a hammer and just snug it up. Now we're ready for step 2. Install the lead axle. Make sure you match up the jaw assembly. Sometimes it helps to look inside there. What we're doing now is pushing out that sleeve. So it takes a little bit of leverage. And there it is. The sleeve comes out. This is garbage. Now your thread dogs are in place. Brand new cam pocket assembly. Slide the jaws all the way in without removing them. This is the important part. Do not remove them until you've got the stop nut back on the back of the lead axle. So the next step is to put some red Loctite onto the threads. Red Loctite is important because it keeps that stop nut in place. Okay. I like to get it started with my fingers and then use that 16mm socket to thread it on the rest of the way. And you just want to barely be able to see the threads on the other end. You don't want to thread it on too far. You don't want it to be off too much. So just enough to where the threads are flush with the brass stop nut. And make sure that the flange of the nut is facing inside. So you can see there's a smooth flange on here. You want that facing inside. Now that we've got the new cam pocket, the brass stop nut on, we're ready to reinstall the clamp assembly and get back to work. Alright, we're ready to put the clamp head back onto the tripod. Insert the plastic sleeve. There's only one direction that it can go until that's flush. Then you have your hinge pin that lines up with that plastic sleeve. So you drop that in, line it up so that you can see the hole, and then insert that into the rear axle. And then you have to line up that hole where the roll pin goes through and pound the roll pin back in place. So, I'm going to line that up. Once you've lined up the hinge pin with the rear axle, you're ready to press the roll pin back into place. So, get it started, and then with a hammer, now it's important to make sure you line up the dog ears back onto the roll pin. So, loosen the rear tri-knob, slide this back and over. Now we've successfully installed the cam pocket assembly. Stand as good as new. Be sure to take it easy on it for the first 24 hours to let that red Loctite cure. But other than that, you should be good to go. Thanks for using Feedback Sports, and have a great day.